Hello, my name is Precious, and you may be wondering what's happening. Well, get prepared because you'll be sharing your opinions, your experiences, ask questions, and of course, comment on this very important subject matter. So, come with me as we take a few opinions on privacy in a relationship. So, today I'm here with someone, and may I ask you to introduce yourself, sir?
Hello, viewers. I am Dikin Oji. Okay.
Thank you, sir, and thanks for your time. So, as you know already, the subject matter for today is privacy in relationships. And we also understand that there are different categories of relationships. But for the purpose of this session, we are going to be concerned about marital relationships, those involving the husband, the wife, and even intended or intending couples. So, may I ask, first of all, how long you've been married for?
Well, I've been married for about 28 years,
Wow, that's a long time. Okay.
just like yesterday.
All right. So, privacy in a relationship. When you hear that, what comes to mind?
Privacy in a relationship. Every human being has some degree of privacy because we are separate individuals. Yeah, even though you might belong to a crowd, chocolates of in a marriage, everyone should supposed to have his or her privacy. Even the children are supposed to have their own privacy. Okay, that is your own individuality. All right, because there will be a time that you just need to be alone. Either have a conversation with someone outside that circle of either friendship or marriage, or you want to relax just on your own. You don't want to get everything to get monotonous, always talking about my wife, my husband, my wife, my husband. Yeah, it's allowed. We're all human beings. But secrecy, it's intentional. Um, that is, will secrecy is intentional. There's something you want to hide from the other person, maybe out of fear or out of shame. You are hiding information from the other person. So there's a difference between privacy and secrecy.
Okay. You just went to my next question. So,
Okay.
okay. You mentioned that there's a difference between privacy and secrecy.
Okay.
So now, what things should be considered private in a relationship, like especially between a husband and a wife?
From my own perspective, what I consider private is these are sometimes I would like to talk probably to my family members. Okay, that's private to me. There are some things that we need to discuss. I may discuss that in the presence of my wife or not necessarily in her presence. I may tell her about it, I may not tell her about it. It depends on what we are talking about. And that thing must not be detrimental to my relationship with my wife. Okay, so it's not that I I'm keeping something how do I something that will destroy her or something that somebody will use to mock her. No, something healthy, something that I need to discuss with my family or friends. That's privacy. She herself as well. I allow that. Okay. But um, secrecy, you have things, information that you know that the other partner might need to know. And if that partner should find out on his or her own, it might cause problem. You intentionally keep such information. To me, that's secrecy.
Okay. So, do you mean there are actually some things that should be kept secret in a relationship?
Yeah, not everything. This is my life. I don't know about another person. So you may wish to copy me if it works for you. I have a policy that there are some secrets that should die with me. And there are some secrets that should die with my wife. I don't care, I don't want to know. Like when we got married newly, you want to tell everything, you want to talk about everything, all the past and all that. There's extents you used to get to have said, I think it's okay. I don't want to hear. Just don't even tell me about all this. let it go with the wind. So there are some secrets that might destroy the other person's emotion, that might destroy the other person's perception of you. You just keep it. But if it is something that you know that there will be a way the other person might find out and it will destroy the relationship, it is better you discuss it. Secondly, if you know that this secret is such that other people know, and because they have this knowledge, they might use it to mock your partner, it is better you discuss it. So that should somebody now come to slander you or come to say something or behave in a way, you will just tell the person, she has already told me, I already know about it. Or he has already told me.
Okay.
Aside from those ones, you can keep your secret.
Okay. So I'll be moving now to a very tricky aspect.
Okay.
Do you consider this an invasion of privacy if your partner goes through your phone?
Yes, to me, it is an invasion of privacy.
Okay.
Because when we got married and we got phones, I told her, please don't check my phone. I will not check yours. The reason is simple. Even if, there are things you might see, it starts raising a kind of suspicion. At the end of it all, there might not be any substance in it. So it doesn't mean that she doesn't handle my phone.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean that I don't read maybe messages, but not like, just let me see who she has been chatting with and what they have been chatting. No, I don't have time for that. So if she now secretly picks my phone, let me see who sent him a message. No. You are invading my privacy because I can't do it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it means you know your wife's password and vice versa.
She doesn't have password on her phone, but I have. But the password is not because of her, it's because of my son. Because
Okay.
my son want to mess with my phone, so I just put it and yeah.
Okay. So are there particular relationships or particular activities that you would rather keep private? And you have mentioned already that you and your wife have some sort of understanding. But how else do you discuss these preferences with your wife?
There are no specific things that I would tell her, this one I cannot tell you, or specific things she can say, no, this one you are not going to know about it. No, there are no such things. But if something comes up, there are things that I will do at that time that I want to do it. If I know that it's going to raise an argument that might, disturb the process, and I'm convinced that I'm doing the right thing, I do it and now explain to her. Let her be in the know, especially when it comes to giving somebody something, maybe a family member, because someone has to call. For instance, I gave money to my sister, and then my sister now called to even start thanking her. Thank you for even allowing your husband to give us, because there are some women, my sister was saying it to her, because there are some women that will not allow that. They will fight, and I will not even know that my brother and the wife are fighting over giving me something. So she needs to know. But at that time that I'm doing it, either because she's not there at that time, or for one reason or another, or because of the urgency, I have to do it. Sometimes I will tell her I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Aside from that, which secret? Is it to give girlfriend money? I don't have girlfriend. I don't. So
Okay, sir. So as a couple, is it okay to involve a third party in your relationship? Anything regarding your relationship matters. Is it okay?
okay, they always tell us whatever happens, just discuss it between the two of you. But they all also at the same time they tell us that you should seek counseling. So how do you seek counseling if the counselor? The counselor is a third
A
party.
third
So
party.
how do you seek counseling if you are not involving a third party? So there are things that if I talk once, twice, 3 times, you are not listening. I'll look for somebody that you will listen to and tell that person. Because if you don't involve third person, is it when somebody dies in the house that third person will be involved? Then people will be saying, so you are going through all this, you didn't tell anybody. Yeah. There are things that when you talk to the right person, you get the right advice. The only aspect of bringing in a third party that I don't like, there are people that like discussing their husbands with among their friends, whom the man didn't even know. The man might not know this circle of friends. Then maybe when you are passing, probably they are discussing, maybe they even come on a visit. They'll just be looking at you like one kind, not knowing that they had discussed you
Behind.
behind you. So no, that is very unhealthy. But if you are going through a stuff that you can't handle, I mean, there's nothing wrong to talk to your pastor, but you must know the pastor you talk to. You must know, because I had this experience. There's a man. I mean, don't know the way he was. The woman was talking to their pastor. So the pastor will be saying, "This your husband is very wicked. This your husband is." So then it now came to a point that the man now said, "Okay, I think you should go and marry your pastor," and that was the end of the marriage. Yeah, the man went ahead. I know this man physically. Wow. In fact, I didn't know the first wife, but I know the second wife. Married. So the pastor was interfering so much into the marriage.
So it means not even all pastors are you know, worth handling people's.
Not all pastors are capable of handling some issues, because we are all human beings. Yeah, we are all human beings. Not everybody is an expert in certain areas. Not all people, everybody is spiritually mature to handle other person's problems. So you have to really look. If you think that you have a pastor in your church that you don't trust, or your wife or your partner cannot trust, look for an elder whom you know that whatever you tell that person, that secret remains with that person. You know, there are some individuals that you tell about your family issues, they mount an altar. Somebody told me this and this. So, yeah, there are people like that. It's immaturity. It depends on individual. So you have to really look at the person you want to have a chat with regarding your family matter before you open up. That is why it is dangerous to just call your auntie. Auntie calls another person. You call your brother, call your uncle, call your father, call your mother. They may not be mature enough to handle such things.
So how about those who go involve therapists, counselors? What do you have to say about that?
Yes, it's okay, because these people, they train for that. Yeah, they train for it. They yeah, they know the right words to give to the people. But unlike where I came from, we don't know anything about therapists, counselors. We would just have elders, experienced people. For instance, I had a case of a senior police officer who was slapped by his wife. So he said, I don't want to be accused of abuse. He just packed the wife, went to the village, called the family member, please take your daughter back, because no man has ever slapped me. For my wife to come and slap me. The elder just laughed at him and said, is that why you have brought him? Come on, take your wife back home. If your wife doesn't slap you, who else will slap you? So the man was like, so I'm stupid. So all these faults, how many of them that their wife has slapped and they are
You're
still,
still there.
they are still there. So he took back the wife.
Wow.
So
Wow. Okay. I really wish this could continue, but well, you have given us a lot. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Dikin Oji.
I'm grateful.
And yeah, so we are moving on to the next session. Stay tuned. Okay, as you already know, we are talking about privacy in relationships. And with me now, I have.
Emma Maduna Aruna.
Hi, Emma.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
May I ask what your relationship status is?
I am happily married for almost 4 years now.
Almost 4 years. Wow. And how has it been?
No, amazing.
No, there's this saying that the first 4 or 5 years is usually the most trying time in marriage.
That's not my current status.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, that's awesome. So, privacy in relationships. I mean, when you hear that, what comes to mind? What's is your general understanding of privacy in relationships?
In my opinion, there is no such thing as privacy in relationships or marriage.
Really?
Yes.
So what do you have to say about people who think they have or they should have privacy? They're entitled to having their own private lives, you know.
Then they should reconsider marriage because, in my opinion, there is no such thing as privacy in marriage.
Okay. So, I am kind of in a fix here right now, but it means that there is nothing between you and your husband that is not known to each other,
I can confidently say yes, there is nothing.
even your past life.
Yes,
Okay. Then your husband has access to your phone.
he definitely does.
Wow, that's amazing. All right. So what's your take? Because lately we hear people talk about, my phone is my privacy. I need to have a life of my own. For example, I just need a quiet time, just me, myself, and I. I don't know. Do you have such experiences? And
Not per se an experience. However, if your partner requires some time to themselves, you can grant that. Perhaps they need to sort through their thoughts. That's allowed. However, once they've had their time, they need to come to the spouse and be open and transparent with them in terms of what they're going through and why they particularly needed that time from the other spouse.
okay. Now, within your marriage, permit me, we hear things also of people saying, I've got my past life, and since we are married, it doesn't really matter, especially if the life before marriage doesn't have any negative impact on, the marriage. Are you of the school of thought that is right, or do you think everything about you should be, told to your partner?
I think everything should be known to your spouse. Again, when you're saying I do, when you're agreeing to marry that person in front of God and your family, you are agreeing to be one. And being one means that I need to know what I'm getting myself into prior to obviously saying I do. But I need to know about my spouse and he needs to know about me. They need to know the type of person I am or was and know what they are getting themselves into by agreeing to walk that journey of life together.
Okay. So, as a couple, do you think it's okay for a third party to get involved in your affairs at any time?
It is never okay to include a third party in your marriage unless it is a matter of life and death.
Okay. Okay. So, I know some people keep diaries, and the phone. So, is it okay to go through your partner's phone? Is it considered an invasion of privacy, or you know?
Um, my partner and I, we have access to each other's phones. We don't particularly go through it, but I wouldn't consider it an invasion of privacy should he go through my phone.
Okay, all right. That's so. Generally, what advice will you give to people who have that mindset of having a private life, even in marriage?
They should reconsider marriage because, like I said, there is no such thing as privacy in marriage. You need to always be honest and transparent with your spouse
And be open with everything.
and be open with everything, yes.
Okay.
I made a joke with my husband that if I wouldn't do it, but if I would kill someone, I would definitely tell him and he would have to help me hide the body or, yeah. But no privacy, no secrecy, nothing like that in marriage.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Okay. So, I would gladly say this has been quite informative, and I want to thank you once again for your time
Thank you for
and for
having me.
being here. So, once again, privacy in relationships. Thank you for listening. So I believe by now our interests have been stirred up, as well as questions, comments, and our thoughts in general. So I encourage us to write those down while we take one more opinion on the subject of privacy in a relationship. And gracing us with her presence at this moment is,
Onlariwaju Caroline.
you're welcome, Ma.
Thank you so much,
It's
Ma.
good having you here.
Thanks for having me.
May we know what your relationship status is?
I am married by the grace of God.
Okay, how long have you been married for?
I've been married for like 15 years.
15 years. Wow. Okay, that's a long time, and we thank God for that. The subject matter, privacy in a relationship. I mean, when it's heard, what comes to mind? What's your opinion on it?
Thank you so much. In relationship, I think there can be privacy in relationship because privacy is your personal boundaries about your thoughts, about your opinions, about your history, about your experiences that you separate from your partner.
Okay, so is there a difference between privacy and secrecy in a relationship? And may we know what they are, if yes?
Yes, there's difference between privacy and secrecy. When we talk about, I've just defined privacy now. But when it is secrecy, there are things that you are hiding intentionally from your spouse, from your partner. And such thing, you are hiding it purposely because of the consequences if your partner, get to know the entire truth about the issue, about the information. What will be the reaction? Is he going to be happy about it? Is he going to be angry about it? Then if it's going to bring problem, you should know that is secrecy, no more privacy.
Okay, so are there particular things that are categorized as a secret in a relationship? And do you think that should be encouraged?
There shouldn't be any secrecy in relationship because the Bible has made us to know that the two, they are one already. And the Bible says that there is nothing secret that will not be revealed. You must be able to keep it secret for a period of time. But I know eventually it will be open, and by the time it gets revealed, the consequence may not be good. So it's better not to keep secret in the relationship.
Okay, you mentioned something about privacy as an entitlement, by an individual in a relationship. I mean,
Yes.
so would you also encourage it in a marital relationship?
Yes.
Are there anything in particular that are considered private?
It differs from individual. What I can take as private that to me may not be to other person. Take for instance, in the case of Jesus Christ, the mother of Jesus Christ, when the shepherd, when they visited Jesus after they offered the gift, and they narrated how the angel appeared to them, all that happened. The Bible says that the mother kept all those things in his heart. And that's Luke chapter 2 also in verse 51. When Jesus was left behind in the synagogue and after the Passover, by the time the parents came and he said, I will be by my father's business. Bible says that the mother kept those things in his heart. And there was a time that Jesus was with 3 disciples on the mountain of transfiguration. So after the event, he told them that it shouldn't be revealed to others. So it's part of privacy, but not that it has adverse effect on others if they should hear about it.
Okay.
But for that time, it is being kept as privacy. Like myself, for an example, I have my diary where I put some things, especially when I receive message from God. If it's not for general or I don't feel like I should make it known to my partner, I put it down and it's private to me. So I have them.
Okay, so talking about diaries, is it considered an invasion of privacy if your partner should go through your diary or your phone?
Yes, to me, if my partner should go through my diary, I, I categorize that as a invasion of privacy. But my phone is always open, although I put password on my phone, but my husband knows my password. I just put it because of my children.
Okay.
So nothing, he can check my phone. But when I put things down, it's for my consumption.
Okay, so at this point, when do you think, or how do you know if you are overstepping your boundaries or your partner's private boundaries?
Yeah, we in my own as an example now, I I don't go to my husband's diary to check, although he may not take it as something serious. But if he should let me know that don't touch this thing, it's for my own, it's private. So I won't go there. Then the moment I'm going there, I know I'm going beyond my boundary. But not like his phone. I can go through his phone, only that I don't.
See the need to.
Yes, because in relationship there must be trust. Yes.
Okay, so as a couple, is it okay for a third party to get involved in your relationship matters?
Not always, and it's not always the best. But if there's any issue that you think used, you have tried all you could to, and you are yet to get it resolved, I think if you ask someone that can help you, it's better you open up to the person rather than to keep it to yourself that you don't want third party to get involved in your relationship.
Okay, so it means even those who employ the services of therapists, counselors, um, is it acceptable?
Yes, but it has to be godly.
Okay.
Yes. I've heard of someone that was having, maybe was weak or was it wasn't fine. He had to consult a therapist, and he told him that no, you have to have extra affairs. So it will make you happy. It will make you alive. So you see that such therapists, thank God the man happened to be a Christian, and he told the wife. So in such situation, one has to be careful of who to, get involved in your family issues.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. Before we go, is there any advice or anything you'd want to say concerning this subject of privacy?
Yes, thank you so much. I will say that the most important thing in relationship is trust. There must be trust. If there is trust, then there will be no fear. And we should not keep anything secret. Even when it is privacy, if, like what I said now, like I put things down in my diary, not that I lock it up somewhere, not that I keep it so that my husband will not have access to it. And when we talk about this secrecy, it's not only on phone or on a diary alone. It can be in your heart. You may have some information, some things that you did not confess or expose to your partner. So, but I want us to know that if there's any of such, Bible says there's nothing hidden that will not be revealed. So we should know that the best thing is to ask God for wisdom and how to get open to our partners so that we can sustain our relationship.
Okay, thank you so much. That has been very educative
Thank
and
you.
informative. Once again, thank you for being here today, and God bless you, Ma.
Amen. Thank you so much.
And there you have it. We have learned a few things about what privacy in a relationship means. But that's not all. We would love to hear from you. So, to our online viewers, feel free to comment, like, share, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. God bless you.